Good evening and welcome to Wine Time Crime Time. The Spawn is behind me holding one of our fosters. We have three cat fosters right now.
She's gotta go outside right now.
That one's going outside. That's an indoor outdoor cat. The other two are just indoor cats. But yes, so I am your disaster of a host. I am. I think I drank too much already. Content warning. Alcohol, I'm drunk. Cursing. Rape. Murder. Yeah, we're back to that this week. And I went hard this week because it was such a disappointment last week, if y'all remember. And what else do I content warning? And just absurdity. This week's crime is wild, like fucking wild. But I'll get into that in a minute. I am drinking. I'm back to Menage a Trois because it's my favorite wine. It's a red blend. It's pretty cheap. It's like $8, give or take, depending on where you buy it. I think I got that bottle at HEB. I'm gonna turn my fucking ringer off because I didn't, because I'm a fucking jerk off, and it's going off, and I know that's super distracting. My housemate let me use this fabulous skull cup. Isn't it awesome? It's got all this awesomeness. Okay, so this week I am going south of the border into Mexico, and I'm going to be talking about Mexico's first documented serial killer, and that's Gregorio Cadenas Hernandez, also known as Goyo. Excuse me, I just choked on my own spit. It's not the corona. That was a ghost stick. You gotta watch out for, man. Them ghost sticks fucking choke you out. Sorry. So, nicknames, Goyo. He's also known as El Estrangulador de Tacuba, which translates to the Strangler of Tacuba. Tacuba being where he lived and committed his crimes. He was born in, and this is a wild ride. Okay, so he was born in Mexico City in 1915. But not even he was sure exactly when he was born. So we just have the year. So when he was a kid, like a really infant, he contracted encephalitis, and that damaged him. Because encephalitis as a child really fucks you up, especially when you don't have the proper care. And you have to remember he was born in 1915. Medicine was not where it is now. And so they said it caused a lot of odd behavior, including, but not only, cruelty to animals. So in, I think, when he was an adult, I can't remember the date because I just can't. He was granted a scholarship by what's the petroleum company in Mexico? Petróleos Mexicanos, which is Pemex. If you're in the South, especially Texas, I know the Houston area has some Pemex gas stations. That's Mexican Petroleum. They gave him a full ride scholarship to university to study chemistry, because he was like, I thought I was gonna rap again. He was like extremely intelligent. And so when he started going to there, he moved out of Mexico City and into Tacuba to go to school, and he got himself an apartment. So his crimes were in a relatively short period of time. They started in late August or mid-August, and ended like the first week of September in 1942. So, and there was 4 victims in all. So on August 15th, I think it was, of 1942, he had 16-year-old prostitute Maria de los Angeles Gonzalez come over. They had sex, and then he strangled her to death and buried her in his backyard garden. What are you giggling at?
Later on in the story.
Okay, I'm like at still the serious part. Like, bish.
I'm laughing at a later detail.
There's so many weird later details. Anyway, so that was victim number 1. And then he did the same thing to 2 more 16-year-old prostitutes in the next 2 weeks. I think it was like 1 a week or something like that. And then we come to September 2nd of 1942. So like I said, this happens like super short period of time. He has 21-year-old fellow chem student Graciela Arias Avalos, I think her name was, over for a study session or whatever. I don't know why, but he had her over. And he strangled her. They didn't have sex. He strangled her. And then he raped her dead body. That's right, necrophilia. Oh, I didn't put that in the content warning. Content warning, necrophilia.
Wow, Mom, that's late. You're late, Mom.
That's not funny. That's
needed that content warning.
Sorry, I'm drunk. I told y'all that first.
Yeah, you definitely left anybody who was going to be triggered by that out to hang.
Sorry. So yeah, that happened. And he also buried her in the backyard garden. Now here's where it gets really fucking crazy. Like, the crimes are pretty, they're not as gruesome as some of the other crimes I've talked about. I mean, they're pretty gruesome. I mean, come on, it was fucking necrophilia. That's pretty fucking...
Maybe your first case was John Wayne Gacy.
Yeah, my first case was John Wayne Gacy. So this is compared to John Wayne Gacy.
Look, any sentence that starts with compared to John Wayne Gacy.
Goyo's pretty tame. It's what he does later that gets crazy. So, he kills Graciela, and then Goyo goes and he disappears. And Graciela's father goes to the police on September 3rd and is like, hey, my daughter is missing. She didn't come home last night. I want to file a report. And this is where she was going. She was going over to Goyo's house. So the cops go to Goyo's house, and he's not there. They do exhume the bodies because there are some nosy neighbors that are like, yeah, he digs giant holes in his garden, and it's weird. So they exhume the bodies from his backyard, and he's nowhere to be found. So what has happened to Goyo is after he killed Graciela, he checked himself into, and I can't make this shit up, I swear to God, he checked himself into a psychiatric hospital. Yeah.
Like, the dude wasn't wrong.
He wasn't wrong.
Problems.
He knew he was cray-cray, and he sought help. So, like, part of me wants to be like, you're a fucking piece of shit, but part of me's like, good on you for realizing you've done wrong.
After the necrophilia?
After the necrophilia.
Maybe the necrophilia was a hint.
Maybe.
Could have been the final straw.
Could have been what broke him.
And they're like,
I mean,
"Oh,
not that he
no."
wasn't already broken.
I'm just saying that necrophilia is a hint that there's a problem. When you're considering necrophilia, you have a problem.
Well, he didn't just consider it, he did it.
Okay. Yes, but considering it is all it takes for there to be a problem.
That's true. So he, so that's where the police find him. He gets arrested on September 7th, 1942, the same year. So at the trial, one of the defenses they use is that the murders were accidental. And okay,
How
so
do you act?
hold on, let me explain. So Goyo's a very small man. He's like 5 feet tall and weighs like less than 100 pounds. Okay, so the defense he used was that his tiny little weak hands couldn't have possibly done that on purpose. I'm sorry, but that's really fucking inappropriate. I shouldn't laugh. This is fucking serial killer.
I started laughing when you said, so the defense was.
Such a, I mean, and the murders were pretty gruesome.
No,
I mean,
senor, not my tiny little hands. No,
yeah,
senor, I couldn't have.
it was.
Me? You old me?
Yeah, yeah. So he did confess no contest that he did kill them, though he did try to be like, and oh, I forgot a detail. So when they show up at the psychiatric hospital to arrest him, he spews out a bunch of gibberish at the cops and something about transforming people or mastering something or other, like just straight up gibberish, and it like presents them with little pieces of chalk that he says are pills to change the world. The cops were quickly able to decipher that he was full of bullshit. So yeah, trial, little hands, sentenced to life in prison. So, the first few years of prison, he goes to La Castañeda Mental Asylum. And he was there from 1943 to 1947. And while he was there, he studied neurology and psychology. There was medical students that taught there. He also spent most of his time in the library reading. And he was considered model prisoner and gained the trust of the staff and the prisoners there. So much so that he was allowed to open a store where he sold snacks and sodas and stuff and cigarettes. He was allowed to do this with permission.
Wait, cigarettes?
Yeah, he sold cigarettes as well.
They were allowed cigarettes?
Yeah,
Apparently he taught...
Yeah.
Yeah, this was in the 40s. Like, everybody smoked. This is back when they would tell pregnant women to smoke to make the baby smaller so that they could push it out easier.
Excuse me, what kind of cracked-in science is that?
You can't look into the past with the modern filter because people be stupid. Anyway, so yeah, he had a little store, and he was so trusted. There's like a fucking fly. Like, get away from my wine, you piece of shit. So I'm gonna fucking murder it.
Hello, what's up? You get it?
No. Anyway, so he was so well trusted by the staff that he was allowed to leave the asylum to go into the town of Mehuac, and get supplies, like restock for his store in the asylum. Like, they would just let him go. Like, yeah, go get your snacks and shit, whatever.
Did he kill more people?
No.
Oh.
So yeah, they let him leave, and that was all well and fine until December of 1946, where he and a nurse ran away to Oaxaca. Like, yeah, jailbreak. They totally just ran away. Just ran away. Took off to Oaxaca. They weren't free for very long. They did get captured, and he was rearrested. And when he was brought back, he was not sent back to Las Castañedas. He was sent to Lecumberri, which is like a really tough prison. It's notorious in Mexico. Lecumberri is like a really, really bad prison. And he was there from 1948 when he was rearrested and brought back, because it took a while to get him switched over. And then while there, he began studying criminal law, and also represented many of his fellow inmates. I can't make this shit up. I'm not.
This story's so wild.
This story's so fucking wild. So while he's doing that, okay, so the other thing is as the first documented, sensationalized, media driven, or not media driven, but media sensationalized serial killer in Mexico, he gained quite a bit of the groupies. And the groupies would send him thousands of letters asking if they could visit him, and many were allowed to do so. It gets worse. So the groupies, when they would come and visit, would bring him food and attend to his other needs. I mean, to be fair, lots of Mexicans are tiny.
And they the little ones that get the most hoes. I
mean, he did pull some hoes. The boy had some thumbnail. Anyway, so he actually ended up marrying one of these groupies and fathered 4 children while in jail. And he was able to provide for them financially because he wrote 3 books. He wrote El Pabellón de Locos, Soldado 16, and
another one.
Shit, what's the third one? Adios Lecumberri. And so through his books, which were really, really popular, he was able to provide financially. Plus, he also got financial compensation from the many movies and plays that were based on his life and crimes, including an illegal pornography.
Ew!
I could not find what made the porn illegal. Like, I don't know if it included underage people or if it was a snuff film or what, but it was illegal. It was an illegal porn. Yeah. I hope one day I am so beloved that a porn is made of me.
Yeah, period.
Like, I don't even want someone to write a biography. I don't want to have
porn based on
like a memoir movie made of me. Just fucking make a porn. That would be fantastic.
Well,
okay.
Isn't that like a certain type of memoir movie?
I mean, it could be. I need to put that in my will.
Very long.
Make sure it's your job.
I'm not doing it.
As my spawn to make
I'll
someone else
commission
do that.
someone to
Yeah,
do
like
that.
you don't make it, that would just be
That'd be
weird.
weird.
But get someone else to, and then you can get rich on the porn that is based on my life.
Oh, how'd you make your money? Well,
You see my mom a nasty hoe, and I made a porn based on her life. I
my
mean,
mom a little body.
and see, then you can use that to write your memoirs and make money for your future offspring. See, I'm thinking about my grandchildren. My future grandchildren are going to be well taken care of because of the porn based on my life.
Yes, that's what I said.
I don't fucking care what they are for babies. I just want them taken care of.
I'm adopting children.
That's fine. I don't give a
I
fuck.
want my house to basically be a halfway home for
Have like
teenagers.
20,000 adopted kids. I don't
Orphan
fucking care.
teens.
Like, that was kind of my plan at one point.
I'm gonna be like the best grandma ever. Anyway, so
Unless you're
We always
dead.
did.
And then they have to one day come across porn of you.
does that matter? I'm sure they're gonna have like you're gonna walk in and be like, that poster on your wall is your grandma.
That is the day that I trigger warning, real quick. I will jump off a bridge. Absolutely not.
I've had a very colorful life. So colorful. I have no regrets.
Nasty girl.
I mean, girl gotta do what a girl gotta do.
I'm sorry, all I can think of now is that, with
What's
the
the
crazy
tangent?
document with the sex with demons, and then people were like putting up marked safe from sex with demons.
I am not marked
And
safe
then
from
somebody
sex
else,
with demons.
you
I
know,
am the demon.
Put not safe from sex with demons, and then put like a sub-clause, I have not lived a pure life.
I mean, I am the demon.
Okay.
Meow. Okay, so back to Goyo. So wrote books, porns, movies.
Illegal movies. Illegal porn.
1976, he was, at the age of 65, he was released from prison. So he did not serve his full life sentence. Now, his lawyer got him released on the argument that at 65, he was no longer capable of sexual or criminal deviance. Because he was apparently impotent or some shit. And I'm like, have you met Mexican men at 65?
I mean, a lot of men at 65.
I mean, a lot of men at 65 are fucking smarmy as fuck. But anyway, whatever.
It's like his little hands.
So, yeah, it's his little hands. That's why he
Little
couldn't...
tiny baby hands.
Little baby hands. So, he was released from prison. And it gets better. Shortly thereafter, he was pardoned from... he was pardoned by the Mexican president. And invited to Congress, not United States Congress, but Mexican Congress, to give a speech. And hailed as a hero and a testament to Mexican rehabilitation.
Okay.
And that it works.
I need a nap.
Like, this is like the most fortunate man on the face of the planet. Like nobody, like, what? Like, sir. But yeah, 4 years after that, he goes to law school. And in 1985, graduates from law school with a law degree. He then practices law until the day he dies. And here's where it gets interesting. You'll never guess where he died and where he was practicing law. In 1999, he died in Los Angeles, California. How do you like them apples?
I don't. I dislike your apples.
1999, mind you.
How did that happen?
He was pardoned.
Fucking hell!
So yeah.
Well, I guess the rehabilitation did work if he never killed again.
Allegedly.
That we know of.
That we know of. He never killed again. Allegedly.
Although he did make an illegal porn.
No, he didn't
he
make
did not
it.
make an illegal porn. He just got paid off for an illegal porn that was made in his name.
Yes.
Same did.
But he himself really, like, I guess you could say had nothing to do with the illegal porn. He just sold his story.
And then
To a porn maker. Illegally.
Yeah. Well, it's not to say that he sold it illegally. He may have sold it, like, full up and up, like...
Well, he also may not have, like...
And not known it was going to be a
knew
porn.
in advance that they were making an illegal porn. He just, an illegal porn was made, and then he was like, dude, that's about me. I should get some monies.
Yes. And then at some point he had a chance meeting with God, what was his name? A Chilean filmmaker. God, what was his name? Jodorowsky? Alejandro Jodorowsky, I think was his name. He wrote a book about psycho magic or some crazy shit like that. And he had a chance meeting with him at a back alley dive bar. And he made a movie called Sangre Sagrada, which was very well received. Loosely based on Goyo's life. So there was that too. Yeah. So it is. I said it was going to be a wild ride, and I hope I did not disappoint. It really was. When I remember looking this up before and just being like, the fuck, and then just reading into it, just being like, this is just fucking insane. But yeah, especially since like a lot of authorities in Mexico are like serial killers are an American thing. I mean, a lot of countries are like that, even though other countries do have serial killers. It's just, I'm not so sure if serial killers are more prolific here in the U.S. or if they're just dumber and easier to catch here. I'm gonna get murdered. Don't listen to me, I'm drunk. Please don't kill me. But yeah, so I don't know, because you're fucking weird. Please don't commit matricide. I'm all like,
where did you come from? Where did you go?
I'm
Where
all,
did you come from? Cotton Eye Joe.
I don't know why that thing came out of my vagina, but it did.
An unfortunate series of circumstances that now mean I have to be alive, do school, and have depression.
I mean, same.
I believe it had to do with a poor decision involving fucking.
I mean, I wasn't supposed to be able to be gay. Blah, 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 blah.
Oh, also a medical miracle.
Yes.
Did you just say you weren't supposed to be able to be gay?
No, I got tongue-tied. I was trying to say...
Stop that.
I'm queer.
Right, but being full on...
I mean, being full-on gay would probably have stopped that, but then, like... I'm not going to get into that, because I've already been way too nasty on this episode, so I'm just going to stop right there. And remember, my darklings, if you do commit murder, at least try not to get caught. Don't be like the cheerleader mom. I might still be salty about that. And y'all have a fantastic evening.